this is everything that you are going to need for this project. I'm using a 6mm hook, scissors, that goes without saying. Then I'm also using this smaller hook, 3mm hook. I'm using this to weave in the loose ends. You can use any smaller hook than the one you are currently using for the project, or you can of course also use weaving needle. Then stitch markers, I use these bobby pins. These are very needed for this project, so make sure you have these. Then measuring tape, we are going to be measuring our bust, so that's very needed also. Then I'm using this kind of yarn, which is 100% cotton, and it calls for 5mm hook. And as I already said, I'm using 6mm hook. You can use any other worsted or aran yarn. I'm also going to put in the description the weight I used, but I'm size large, so you may need much less or much more. And I'm also going to put in the description any other possible yarn you could use for this project. Okay, so we are going to start by measuring your bust. So you will need this measuring tape and just measure this circumference. Then we are going to make these green squares, but they would need to be different in case you are size small, medium, large, etc. And I'm going to explain in a bit why. You basically measure your bust and divide it by 6, because we are going to make 6 granny square. And for me it is 95 centimeters, so around, and they also stretch a bit, just so you know. So around 15 centimeters is just right in a width. But if you are basically smaller size, if you are smaller in bust than 72 centimeters or inches, then you will have to do something different. But I'm going to place timestamps in the video so we know which one to follow. It's not anything too complicated, don't get scared. Okay, so but we will first do the base of the granny square together, and then I will show you if you are below 72 centimeters in bust, then skip to this time, okay? So I get my yarn and my 6mm hook, and again the base, the center of this granny square will be the same for all of us. So you make a slip knot, so you just take this tail and fold it like so, and now get this tail through this loop like so. Then insert your hook and make 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 chains. Now slip stitch in the very first chain right here, and like I said, slip stitch like so. And now you have this kind of loop which we are going to be using. Don't use this one, we are going to be using this one, okay? So don't get it confused. Now let's chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to be working double crochets in this center. So yarn over, go through the center, pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and chain 1. And we will repeat this 11 times, including this one. So we will basically, so this first 4 chain counts as 1 double crochet and 1 chain, and we basically want to have 12 double crochets with 1 chain in between. So again, double crochet, 1 chain, then again double crochet, 1 chain. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want to do 8 more. So now that I have basically 12 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, with 1 chain in between each of them. I already made my 1 chain here also, and now I'm going to slip stitch in the 3rd chain, which is here. So I go through this first loop, and then I find the 2nd one in the back, like so, and I slip stitch, just like that. So this is our center, and you can also cinch it if you pull on this tail. Now let's slip stitch into the very first free space, chain 1 space, slip stitch right there, and chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. So that's your first double crochet basically. Now double crochet in the same free space, and then chain 1. So we basically have 2 double crochets and one chain since this is our first double crochet. Then 2 double crochet in the next chain 1 space, then again chain 1, and you will continue doing this in each of these free spaces. So you will have 12 sets of 2 double crochets and 1 chain between each of them. So now I have 2 double crochets in each of the free spaces and 1 chain in between all of them. Now I made my last 1 chain, and I'm going to again slip stitch into the very very last chain of your first 3 chain, like so. And now I'm going to show you how to proceed with this green square if you are at least 70 centimeters in the bust, or this amount of inches. And if you are below 70 to 60 at least, then you can skip to this time, and I'm going to show you something different. And yes, 60 centimeters in the bust, or this amount of inches, is the minimum that we can do with this project. And that doesn't mean that you cannot wear this project if you are 55 in the bust. It just means that it will be a tiny bit baggy for you. Okay, so now we are here, and I'm going to slip stitch in the next stitch. And why I'm doing this is I want to get to the next free space and slip stitch to the free space. Now chain 3 and 2 double crochets in the same free space. Again, you do this method when you are at least 70 centimeters in the bust. Then 1 chain, again 3 double crochets in the free space, then again 1 chain, 3 double crochets in the free space. So we basically have 3 double crochets in each of these free spaces and 1 chain in between them. So you should have your last one here. So let's meet there. So now I finished this row, and I already connected it to the 3rd chain as usual. Now I'm going to slip stitch to the next stitch. Again, I'm trying to get to the free space, to the next one also, and then to the free space, like so. And now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and place 2 more double crochets in this free space. Like so. Then, of course, as usual, chain 1. Then in this space we are going to start working treble crochets, and this is where we will also form our corner. So you yarn over twice this time, like so, go through the free space, pull up a loop, you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We do it 2 more times, yarn over twice, go through the free space, pull up a loop, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then last one, yarn over twice, go through the free space, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now you chain 2 and you place 3 more trebles in this free space. So you can already see this corner. So now you again chain 1 in this free space, and this free space you place 3 double crochet in each, and of course also chain 1 in between them. So 3 double crochets here, then 1 chain, 3 double crochets here, and then you will do the same thing as we did here. So that's how you are going to continue. So again, let's recheck: 3 double crochets, 1 chain, 3 double crochets, then here this kind of corner, 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles, then again 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, corner, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, corner, and 3 double crochets. Then we will connect here. So let's meet when we have it finished. So I finished my row. Now I'm going to slip stitch into the very first 3 chain that we made in the 3rd chain, like usual. And now let's take a look at the square again. Okay, okay, that's the mistake. Like this. So now we can see very clearly that there is basically a corner which consists of 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles. Then there are these clusters. We call these clusters. So 2 clusters in between of each corner. Then again, corner, 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles, all in one free space. 2 clusters, corner, 2 clusters, corner, 2 clusters. And if you are basically, let's measure this. So it is around 13 centimeters or 12, if not stretched. So if your bust is, circumference is 13 times 6, now you can just stop and you basically have your granny square, and you need to make 5 more exactly like this. But if you need to do more, like me, I for one need to do at least 1 more row. Then you do it like this. You basically slip stitch until you get to the free space again. So we are at the free space and we make a cluster here. Then again we make a corner, but this time it will not be consisting of trebles, it will be consisting of double crochets. So it will be 3 double crochets, 2 chain, 3 double crochets, then cluster, 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 corner, cluster, 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 and so on. And as you can see, last row we had 2 clusters, now we will have 3. In the next row you would have 4, and so on. And you can keep making this square bigger until you have your desired width of the square. So if you are size extra large, then you can make it as long as you want. Good. But again, the goal is to make the square in a width of 1/6 of your bust circumference. Good. So I'm going to finish my square the way I need to have it, and now I'm going to show you how to do the squares in case you are just around 60 centimeters in the bust. Okay, so now let's see what you should do if your bust is around 60 centimeters. Okay, so now we have 2 rows and we are going to work 3rd one, already forming the square. So we are still here. You slip stitch into the next stitch and then into the free space, and we are going to be working only in the free spaces. And in this first free space we are going to do the first cluster. So we chain 3 and place 2 more double crochets. So this first free chain works as your first double crochet. So 2 more double crochets and chain 1. Again, these 3 double crochets is what we call cluster. Now we are going to start working the corner, and we are going to make trebles. It will be 3 trebles, 2 chains, and 3 trebles, all in this free space. So you yarn over twice, go through the free space, pull up a loop, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then again, yarn over twice, go through the space, pull up a loop, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, go through the free space, pull up a loop, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now 2 chains, and you make 3 more trebles in this free space. I finished my corner. Now I chain 1. So now I showed you how to do corners and clusters, and now they are just going to repeat themselves. So after you make your corner, which consists of 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles, you make 2 clusters, 1 here, 1 here. Then again you make corner, 3 trebles, 2 chains, 3 trebles. then again clusters, cluster 1, cluster 2, then again corner, then again cluster, cluster, then a corner, and here one last cluster, and you will connect here. So that just means that you have corners and 2 clusters in between each of them. And also don't remember to always make one chain in between either corner and cluster or cluster and cluster. So let's meet here. Okay, now we have this square and we are going to chain 1 at last and slip stitch into the very last chain of your 3 chain. Okay, so it can be a bit tricky. I go through this one and then I find the second one, and like so. Good. And now when you measure it, it is approximately 10 centimeters, a bit more if it is stretched. So if your bust is around 60 centimeters, then you make 6 of these, and then you basically have the circumference in granny squares. So just make your granny squares and let's meet then. I have a bunch of these and I already connected them, but I left one so I can show you how to do it. So basically let's take these two and you place them together with these pretty sides like so. Now we're going to go along this line, so just take a look like this, and you remember that we were making 2 chains in the corner. So this is the first chain, this is the second chain, and we are only going through the second one. And also another thing, we are only going through one loop, so only this one. As you can see, we have 2, 1 and 2, and we are only going through this one. And why I'm doing this, let me show you real quick, because then it looks like this, and I think it looks nice, and the square has like the shape doesn't get lost when you are connecting it. Good. So like I said, only this one loop, so I just go through it and I go through the same chain. This is first chain, second chain, so only go through the second one and only through this not this one but this one, so only the outer loops basically. And now let's get the yarn. I have my yarn here, so I just pull it through these 2 loops and I just make a knot. Then I go back through those same loops and I pull it up and I just chain 1. And now we are going to continue making slip stitches. So again, you have 2 loops, 1, 2, only go through the first one. And then here, not this one, only this one, so the last one. So we are only using the outer loops. And you will continue this way until you get to the end. And be careful to basically slip stitch together the correct stitches, so you don't like have some left in the end. Basically, as I go, this is the middle stitch of the cluster, so that's where I go, and I check if I'm also going through the middle stitch of the cluster at the other side. So I just check myself as I go. Now I'm getting to the chain, so this can be a bit more difficult to see, but this is the chain. I'm also going through it, and I also check if I'm going through chain at the opposite square, and I am, like so. So now I'm getting to the end, and here at this corner at the end I only slip stitch through the first chain of the corner, and then the second chain I don't touch it. Good. And now let's take a look. That looks nice. And now obviously we have to connect this like so and do the exact same thing here. So now we have this kind of tube top, and this will be for the bust portion of our body. And now we are going to continue this way to create the rest of the sweater to basically hide our belly. So now as you remember, so this is like the front, and I want to start at the side, and as you remember we used one chain for the connecting, and one is still free here, and that's what we are going to use for attaching the yarn. so I just again do a simple knot. And now we are going to start working a very simple mesh. So I go back through the stitched chain I just attached the yarn to, pull up a loop, and I chain 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, and that is basically double crochet plus 1 chain. Now we are going to skip 1 stitch, so we are here, skip this first stitch of the cluster and place double crochet in the second one. Then again chain 1, skip 1 stitch, which is this one, and place stitch in the second one. And you can either go really through it, but since it is chain it might be a bit difficult, so you can just go through the space also, it's not a big deal. Then again chain 1, then again we want to skip this first stitch and place double crochet in the middle of the cluster. And that's just what we are doing, basically double crochet, 1 chain, double crochet, 1 chain, and so on, and we will go all around until we get here. So now I made my last chain 1, and I'm going to attach basically slip knot into the third chain like so, just like that. And if you happen to have because for me it was perfect because I only had 1 chain left, so 1 stitch left, but in case you had 2, then use it and then still do 1 more chain between the double crochets. And now I'm going to basically shift a little. I'm going to slip stitch into this free space, and that's where I'm going to make 4 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is again our first double crochet and 1 chain. And now I'm going to double crochet into the next free space, and again 1 chain, next free space, and so on. So I want this mesh to be a bit like shifted. I don't want it to be going straight. And you can continue doing these rounds as long as you want. If you want this project to be longer or shorter, it is up to you. If you want it to be cropped, you can make it shorter. So now that I think that the sweater is long enough for me, and I wanted this length a bit cropped, we are now going to continue this way until we get to the shoulders. But we are not going to go all around. Obviously we also want to create space for sleeves, so I'm going to show you just in a while how to do it. So we lay our sweater like this, so these 3 squares are in the front and the rest 3 are in the back. And now we are going to measure from here. For if you are size large, then 6 centimeters. The same thing here. If you are size medium, then 5. If you are size small, then only 4, and so on. So the same pattern goes for if you are XL or extra large, and so on. So I'm just going to take my tape and measure from here to here, since I'm size large, 6 centimeters, and the same thing here. So I place stitch marker at 6 centimeters, and the same thing here. And now we are going to attach our yarn here, and we are going to work like so, this way, until we get to the height of our shoulders. I attached my yarn here where my stitch marker was. Now I can remove it. I'm going to place the hook where my yarn is and pull it up, and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now again I'm going to skip 1 stitch, so this one, and place double crochet here. and we are going to keep doing this until again skip one, double crochet until we get to the second stitch marker. And it may happen that the stitches will not be even, but I will explain that in a bit what to do if that happens to you. So in the end you are either going to have 2 stitches or 1 stitch. So if I chain 1 and place the double crochet here, which should be the last one, I still have 1 stitch left. So this way I'm simply not going to use it. So I just place double crochet where I'm supposed to, and this 1 stitch I'm simply not going to use, even though that's where my stitch marker is. And now let's see how to continue your rows. So now that you are at the end of your row, you just turn your work around, like so. So now we are here, and let's slip stitch to. We are basically in this stitch right now, so let's slip stitch to the second one, like so. And that's where we are going to start making 4 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we are going to place double crochet in this second free space, and now the pattern just repeats itself. So again, chain 1, another free space, chain 1, double crochet in the next free space, and once again let's meet in the end. I am at the end of the row, and again this is my last free space, and I will just put it right in there, like so. I turned my work already. Now we are again going to be doing chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and place the double crochet here in this first stitch, chain 1, then again in the next free space, double crochet, chain 1, and so on until you get to the end. Then let's meet again, and then I'm going to explain how we are going to alternate between these 2 type of rows, since in one we start by slip stitching in the next stitch, and in the second row we start by making a 4 chain, and we are basically going to be alternating between these 2. Okay, now I'm in the almost in the last free space, so I chain 1 again, place double crochet in the free space, then chain 1 again, and place double crochet in the third chain. So 1, 2, 3 here, like so. Like this. And now what we are creating basically is, for me specifically, in this first row I had 23 free spaces, then in the second one I had 22, then in this again 23, and that's how it will be just changing itself, so don't get freaked out by that. So now again I can turn my work, and this row I'm going to start by slip stitching in the second stitch here. This is the first one, this is the second one, so I will slip stitch here, then again chain 4, and start placing double crochet in the second free space basically, and continue until I place my last double crochet here. So that's one kind of row, and the second kind of row will be the one we made just now, where we, let me show you, where we first started with chain 4, not with slip stitching in the second stitch, and we placed the double crochet in the very first free space. So that's the 2 rows we are going to be alternating. So for me now it is the slip stitch row, and then it will be this row of starting with chain 4. And like I said, you will continue doing so until you get to the height of your shoulders. Now that I have this front panel done, and it is basically at the height of my shoulders, I very simply flip it, like so. and I do the exact same thing in the back. So again, I measure 6 centimeters for myself. You measure the same thing you measured here, also here, and I do the very same thing. So now we try it on again, and we take 2 stitch markers again, and now basically we want to mark the neckline. So let's see. I think this should be enough, and that's where I put the stitch marker. Let's see, also here in the back. So if I make the neckline like this, it will not fall off and it will hold nicely. So okay, this one fell off, so put stitch marker at the same place, and then we are just going to connect it. So now it looks like this with these stitch markers, but obviously we want to connect it from the inside, so let's turn it over inside out like so. And now it is up to you how you connect this bit. You can sew it, which is what I like to do. You can also attach yarn here and make slip stitches over, just slip stitch it together, but I don't really like slip stitches because they can be a bit rigid. So yeah, I'm just going to take a needle and sew this together. So now I connected it here, and I'm going to start making sleeves, and I'm going to start here in this free space. So just go and connect the yarn in this free space. So we are here, and I go through this free space, pull up a loop, and I chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going to work in this direction, and I'm going to explain to you very quickly how. So still in this same free space, place 1 double crochet. So this one should be a bit here. So now that's your first free space of the sleeve. Now again, chain 1 as usual. And now we basically have 2 double crochets, because this is like double crochet, in this free space. Now in this free space, we only place 1 double crochet. Then again, we chain 1, and in the next free space, we place 2. So I place double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Okay, sorry, double crochet, and chain 1. Then again, in this free space, only 1 double crochet, and chain 1. So that's how you make sure that the sleeves will be even, and you continue this way in each free space. Okay, here there will be enough again 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and so on until you get here, and let's meet in this last free space together. So this is where I am, and now here I made 1 double crochet, so here I should have 2, but I'm going to make a small decrease. So double crochet, chain 1, and now I'm going to start making double crochet. So yarn over, go through the free space, 3 stitches, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, and don't finish it. Then yarn over, go through this one, or basically the stitch where you started this front panel. Go there, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 3, and that's like 1 stitch, and you have 1 free space here, and you'll have another one here. So again, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, double crochet here, and so on, chain 1, double crochet here. So this is free space, this is free space, and this is free space. This is not. And we will continue going this direction. And let's meet somewhere around here, so we can also make decrease here. Okay, so I'm here. I'm almost getting to the finish of the row. So now I chained 1. Let's finish it together. Double crochet here. Let's see. I'm going to decrease this one with the one I'm going to make here. So a chain 1, double crochet here, but not only half of the double crochet, so pull through 2 and leave these 2 loops, yarn over, go through the free space here, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. So that's our decrease, and that's basically 1 stitch already here in this free space. So now I only have to chain 1 and slip stitch here at the top of the chain, so in the third chain basically, and like so. And now the pattern will be the same as where we were crocheting the body of the sweater. So now I will just slip stitch here in the first free space, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, double crochet here. So we have first free space, double crochet, 1 chain, double crochet, chain 1, and again keep working this double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1 without any decreases. Now then the last double crochet here, and you will slip stitch in the third chain, and then again slip stitch in the first free space, and so on. And you will keep doing these rows until you have a sleeve that is long enough for you. Now that you do both of the sleeves like this, then the sweater is almost ready, but we also have to weave in the loose ends, so I'm just quickly going to show you how I do that, and yeah, then your sweater will be ready. So for example this one, and like I said, I use smaller hook for this kind of thing. So now this is where the tail is, and I want to go this direction. Let's go down a few loops. I go like 10 loops this way. That's like 5. Let's go 6, 7, 8. I think that's already far enough. Now I want to turn it around like this, like so, and now I want to go here and then come back like so. So again I will go through this, and I will go through this right here, and just continue until I get back here. Then I will just snip it, and that's how I do all the loose ends, basically going in one direction and then going back the same direction you came from.